There will be no place we can call our own. So, guy, it is frustrating. So, if Mazin they kind of say if it's not God, I call that message lamentation. You yourself, you have faced each and every one of us. We have faced one or two. I will say, if it is not God, man, I'll just lock up. But one thing that I cannot explain, one thing I don't know is there is always unseen force. Even when me, Gaddafi, decided to step aside, there is always a force that draw me back, which I cannot even explain. Because maybe we are called for this job, for what we are doing. Some people call it a game. Some people call it business. But we call it a service to our side and to our nation. So you don't count the gain. You understand? You don't count the gain. You focus on one thing, even in the hunger. Likewise, you can use your last card to buy data, to do whatever you want to do, to make sure that this message are being preached. And you also starve yourself not to be compromised, no matter what they present before you. You got to do this job. And you see, the same people that are with you inside this job are cashing out with it. Do you think if you want to cash out, we cannot cash out? But we choose not to, because we know what we want, and we go for what we want. And when you move, you can see the people dragging you back. I see this Biafra journey in closing. This Biafra journey is like a cart and a horse. The horse job is to drag the cart. The cart job is to drag the horse back. But above all, the horse always moves the cart to its destination. Meaning, if they don't want to follow us, we will force them into war. And we will force them to get this Biafra. And if this war becomes the last option, we are already ready for it. Thank you. God bless you.
Well, thank you for that submission. In fact, the one thing you said here is, probing into the mind of Mazin Namdekanu. I mean, when he was saying these things, we all here, of course, can attest to the fact that he was actually discouraged by the behavior and actions of this world. And of course, you said that even every one of us here, because of the way we are operating, we can't even travel. And that's the truth. In fact, let me say, today, this afternoon, my grandmother was buried. I'm not there. I'm in exile. And I wish I was longing to be there, because this is a grandmother that I said when she dies, I know what I will do. But I couldn't go there because of what we're doing. So because that spirit pushes us. Now, Mazi Sonny, you see, just like what Mazi Gaddafi said right now, the spirit, that fire, just like what Jeremiah said in Jeremiah chapter 20, that when I felt like quitting, I felt the Lord had deceived me, and I felt deceived. And when I felt like quitting, there's fire in my bones that makes me, want to go and, of course, continue to do what I have to do, and then, of course, so now there's something critical now that I want you to look at, Mazisane, that Mazin Namdekanu now said in this particular video also, based on the discouragement and everything. He said that my obligation to the dead outweighs that of the living. Oh my God, that was a heavy one. It came. He said when he said I'm tired, I want to carry arms and fight. My obligation to the dead. Please, can you say something about what you think Mazin Namdekanu was actually telling us?
Thank you, Mazi. My obligation outweighs that of the living. My obligation outweighs that of the living. That means we are not just fighting because of the people that are actually alive now. We are also fighting and doing everything possible to make sure that the death of the 5 million and more that were massacred, line up young men and women and then butchered to pieces, does not go for nothing.
That means their spirit should rest in peace, right? By giving them justice.
No, not for their spirit to rest in peace. Their spirit will continue to fight and to hunt their killers.
All right.
Until we get to Biafra. So what he is doing and what we are doing outweighs that of the living, because we have lost too many men. And when we remember what have happened to the people that have been massacred, we cannot let it go just like that. That is why we must continue to fight, and we will continue to do it, because we have not gotten to that destination yet. And until we do so, we are not going to stop one bit. Now, when he cried out and then said, our men are weak, lame, imbecilic. You're welcome. Thank you. I can't imagine having this kind of men and taking them to war, because they are not ready. And then he called on Chukwokike to give him men that can speak, men that can defend, men that have courage, men that can gladly do anything without fear of any kind, men that could stand and then sacrifice, men that can stand the test of time. Why? Because he spent from 2012 that he started to 2021, he could not find any man amongst the over 200 and something DOS members that he has all over the world. So he had to cry out for you to know that amongst all the people that are working with him, he has not found one, not one. He has not found not one. He was crying out for Chukwokike to understand that he has moles surrounding him. He was crying out because he also checkmated the time of Wazirike. He checkmated the time of Wazirike from that time until when he had to break out of Wazirike to now stand and then form IPOB. And then since he formed IPOB, some of the people that were in Wazirike Masop, they came and then infiltrated IPOB and continued the moles in sheep clothing, and continued the wolves, and continued the suckling of his blood in a systematic manner. Oyendu was making us to understand that if we keep quiet, that the level at which they are killing us, all of us will not even have the breath to say anything tomorrow again. When he shouted and said, how can we say we have over 70 million Biafrans? And then he has not been able to find one that can stand and reject money. He has not been able to find anyone that can gladly come out and then do what he is doing. And when you checkmate everything that Oyendu said, you see it play out now that he was kidnapped and he is behind bars. From all that have been following him, from his second in command in DOSO to the last, you see that all of them derailed and then they went for Peter Obi, they went for one Nigeria. Even the one that came out and said, I am the most trusted of it all, Ejiofor, which nobody in this life would have ever thought that Ejiofor, being the lawyer, a confidant of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, could be the biggest eye of one Nigeria inside IPO. Oyendu was crying because of what God had shown him in the spiritual, amongst the people that surrounds him, that he needs help. And Chukwokike answered his prayers. He answered his prayers by making sure that all of you here now emerge. By making sure that Mazi Simon Ekpa came out from nowhere. And when you listen to Mazi Simon Ekpa, he told you, when I was the leader of the Igbo Union in Finland, and whenever we were having New Yam Festival or Yam Festival ceremony as Igbo traditions, we ban, or I ordered the banning of Biafran flag into that place. Why? Because as at then, one Nigeria was still singing very deep in his brain. He told you, I have canvassed for Peter Obi and I spend my money. All of you here have sacrificed for one Nigeria in one way or another. The day people will know the areas that I have sacrificed for one Nigeria, people will be shocked because they will not believe me, because I prefer to play a low profile. Now, what are we saying? Onyendu had done same. But the time has come where you cannot continue to be playing Mugu at the expense of the lives of your children, women, brothers, and sisters. If Martin Nnamdi Kanu is behind bars, the people that told him, we are ready to go for freedom, now abandon him. And then they now go for Peter Obi. Now, they did not come back to ask themselves one question. Do you know that even if Peter Obi had come one day to meet Onyendu and say, Onyendu, before this kidnapping, before they went and planned this kidnapping, he came and met Onyendu and said, Onyendu, we all understand that all of us are Biafrans and that we need a common goal and we are supposed to go in one line unanimously to achieve what we want. Let us have a dialogue. Let us see how we can be moving with a synergy. If it means we using a political way, if it means we using corner way, if it means we using violence, if it means we using everything that we have and then fight, do you think that Onyendu would have said, Mr. Man, go and sit down because you are useless? No. He's a man that listens and then takes advice and then reason with you because he wants you. When he is online, he says, call in and tell us the way you think that I am not doing well in the Biafran struggle. Because we learn every day. He said, when you talk to me, we will come to an understanding and then I will learn something from you and you will learn from me. Who gave you the obedience a lot of you are running after today? That the Igbo leaders, the Igbo brothers and sisters, instead of them looking at where they are killing their brothers and sisters, are now talking about obedience. If they pain me, say, did they slaughter people? Did they line up the dead bodies of the children and women? And someone is not talking about the dead bodies, not even talking about the security of lives and properties, not even talking about Martin Nnamdi Kanu that is behind bars, but you are talking of the hopes and aspirations of Obi, which is hopeless. 2023 is a turning point. There were Mazi.
Thank you so much. You actually gave it there right on that. And the next segment, of course, Mazi Chus, I want you to talk on this, you know, because it is critical. When Martin Nnamdi Kanu was talking about, because we're now going to Finland, we are going now on Finland. When Martin Nnamdi Kanu was talking about he needed 100 men, I think it's actually they actually thought that he was alone. That is those who actually came to bribe the people around him. Because they saw that he was asking for 100 men. So it means the people around him are people they can access based on the fact they've been discussing with the Ejiofor. And of course, he has told them that the people around him are people that can play ball. So, which means, and Martin Nnamdi Kanu know that these guys are not trustworthy. So they felt that he was alone. He only had those people around him. And since they have gotten those people around him, they have gotten everybody he had. Now, if you look at it also related to what happened in Finland, if you observe when Mazi Simon said that it is not his decision alone, it is the decision of the people, the whole of Biafra. They were surprised. They were saying, are you saying that there are people who also are deciding, and all of the two are deciding that you have decided that there will be no election? And it was, yes, and they were just talking like they felt you are supposed to be the one who is in charge, and you are supposed to be the one who should make the decision. And one common thing I saw, one thing I discovered is that when you find this one Nigerianist talk, when they say dialogue, they actually mean dialogue to them actually means accept what we are saying. Dialogue never means let's discuss and come to a reasonable conclusion. It only means accept what we're saying. And if you observe that discussion in Finland, in that meeting, that Igbo Union meeting, you discover that they are saying, we are calling you for dialogue here, which invariably they were saying, you have to accept what we're saying. That's what we are talking about, dialogue. So if we have really dialogued, it simply means that you have to accept. Now, before we go into the issue of dialogue, I want you to come to that point now. Let's relate it now. Why do you think that these guys always think that when somebody stands on behalf of Biafrans, they are always alone? Because we can bet them, every one of us are behind Mazi Simon Ekpa. So if they're talking to him, they're talking to us. So why do you think they always think that they are always alone?
Thank you so much, my brother. That question you asked is a very tricky one, a very strong one. You see, these people that we are dealing with, these people, they have mastered their game so much that they've come with this. Whatever you see happening today is something that have been prepared for a very long time. And just like they have tried to plant some evil seed among us, and they made Biafrans to see themselves as enemies. The self-hate they have planted in the heart of Biafran people is so much. So many of us, we hate ourselves so much that we can do anything. Sometimes, you see, there was a message I preached on my platform when I talked about putting a price tag on yourself. Be careful so that you don't put a price tag on yourself, because when you put a price tag on yourself, there must be somebody out there who will be able to pay that price, no matter how much it is. And sometimes you see so many of us who put a price tag on ourselves without knowing. Some people do it knowingly, some people do it unknowingly. As soon as the enemy sees a price tag on you, there is a price for everybody, and there is somebody out there who is willing and able to pay the price. So whenever you are doing anything as a Biafran, be careful so that you don't put a price tag on your head. You might put a price tag on yourself due to the way you broadcast. When you're talking about broadcast, the way you broadcast, the way you interact with people, you might be putting a price tag on yourself, but you didn't know. You don't know. And as soon as the enemy senses that you have that price tag on you, there is always somebody who is out there to pay that price and make sure that you sell out. You see, sometimes we do that. So many of us do that unknowingly. You put a price tag on yourself due to the way you respond to issues, the way you talk about issues, the way you respond to things, the way you do things. You see that it will be so exposed that people will see, the enemy knows you, that this person can be bought over, that this person is not there. Even the people, the genuine people who are there doing the right thing, who doesn't have a price tag on them, they never go to them. They dare not make any attempt. They won't go. But there are those people who come, and you see, these ones that put their price tag on themselves, they will show themselves, they will showcase themselves and raise themselves up, and you'll be seeing them as lords. Most of the time, you see them as if they are the most important personalities in the organization. And they will place a price tag on themselves. And each time the enemy comes to attack, they know those people, and they will go after them. It doesn't matter the price. There is somebody out there who is willing to pay the price. And they will take you out. So when you see those people who are running around Mazi Nandekar in those days, and in the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa, there are people around them. People, when you see people, the way they do their things, the way they talk, and the way they present themselves, already you know that these people are people you can be able to buy over. They know. It's just like the issue of Judas. That Judas sold Christ. It is because of his personality. They know him over it. This is somebody who has a love of money in him. This is somebody who has been dealing with money. Anything that costs money, he can be able to go into it. And when they came to buy Christ, they know betray Christ, they know that he was the right person to approach. That is how Judas placed a price tag on himself without knowing. He did it unknowingly. That was why he went and committed suicide when he discovered that Christ was actually sold and Christ could not disappear when they caught him, because he thought that he would just play his trick. After they catch him and take him, then they cannot be able to take him, and he will now get away with the money. That is the same thing. And when I was listening to that very broadcast, that very meeting they held, the P2B group held with Mazi Simon Ekpa, when I was watching and listening to them, I begin to think, I begin to imagine people who are supposed to know better, people who claim to be intellectuals. You begin to see the difference between these people and people who are really, really the intellectuals we're talking about. And for you, let me say this, for you to be a Nigerian, For you to be a one Nigeria supporter, now this number one thing you must do, you throw away your brain. You will take away your brain. No matter how educated you are, no matter how civilized you are, you throw away your brain and put it in the dustbin. That is one quality you have. You wait for you. Make sure you throw away your brain before you begin to be a one Nigerian. The next thing is that you must be fraudulent. You must be fraudulently minded. You must be somebody who loves fraud. If not, look at the question they were asking Master Simon Ekpa. That somebody with all the knowledge they have, with everything that is in the public, every garden question they ask there, the answers are in the public. And you come and you're asking Master Simon Ekpa, who are those responsible for the killing during the sit at home? When even in the conventional media, the informations are there about the people who were doing the killing. A policeman was fingered. And recently, confessions came from the death squad on what they were doing. These people closed their eyes towards that. And all their targets was Master Simon Ekpa, to ask him who is responsible. Even when Master Simon Ekpa had been crying on his platform on a daily basis about this very issue, they turned a blind eye to it. And one of them was even bold enough to come and say that he has been supporting Biafra, a hardcore supporter of Biafra. But all of a sudden, this time, it's about P2B. An educated person, a well-learned person, saying that you should keep Biafra aside. And then, if P2B doesn't win, you pick it up again. And he said it boldly. Saying with his chest that is, and he forgot that this Biafra we're talking about, this is a fight that has been coming a long way since 1967. The war has been on and has never ended. It is from one stage to the other. Mazen Nandekanu came for more than a decade fighting for this until they kidnapped him. And today, Master Simon Ekpa is piloting the issue. All of a sudden, P2B that came out within some few months that you and I know that has no solution to the problem. Even if you engage them personally, ask them, how will Peter Obi top the what? How will Peter Obi make Nigeria work? How? They will tell you no. They will only tell you that it is our own man now. It is our Igbo person to let Igbo person go to the presidency. And you forgot that a Biafran was there before. Good luck, Jonathan was there before. Do you think that Peter Obi is much good-minded than Good luck, Jonathan? Do you, in your widest dream, think that Peter Obi has good intention more than Good luck, Jonathan? Obasanjo was there. Ask my Oduduwa brothers, what did they gain from him? What they brought to them was death. Obasanjo killed more Oduduwa people when he was there. He fought against the OPC and other atrocities committed in the southern part of Nigeria. And how do you think that Peter Obi will come within 4 years and begin to change it? From where is he going to start? What is he going to change? Ask him a critical question on how to change just the constitution, to change the constitution of Nigeria, which is what is holding everyone under the 1999 constitution. Peter Obi doesn't have a solution to that. He dare not mention it. And that is why I agree 100% when our spokesperson said that it is much more difficult to change the constitution than for us to break out from the Zoological Republic. It is much easier to break up Nigeria than for you to change that constitution. And you cannot make any amendment anywhere except you throw away that constitution, which is the most difficult thing to do. Master Simon Ekpa made that statement and he said it, that it is much more easier to break Nigeria into pieces and people go their separate ways than for you to talk about changing the constitution, which is the truth. And yet you see intelligent people out there putting a price tag on themselves simply because you hear that Peter Obi claims that he's going to make a change. The London boy claims that he's going to make a change. A change that you, if you analyze it critically with your own intelligence, that anybody that analyze within your own self, apply your common sense, analyze it, you will see that he has no solution anywhere. He's not going to change any situation. He's not going to change anything. The only thing you achieved that there was a time a Biafran man became the president of Nigeria. And I tell you, if P2B succeed going there, which I know the election is not going to hold, but if there is any miracle, Nigeria will be worse than it has ever been. You will experience more killing than you have ever found, and Biafrans will be more enslaved than they've ever been enslaved. There is no two ways about it. The major thing you have to know that we Biafrans, we should stop putting a price tag on ourselves. As soon as you put a price tag on yourself, there is somebody out there who can offer that price, and you will sell out. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you so much. Steve Veron, you were asking.
Thank you, Kelechi, for observing that. Yes.
What do you do? You said, what do you do? How do you break up?
Imagine that question.
By bringing war to Igbo land. I want to make you understand something, that the call for breaking of Nigeria is not a call for war. But if you think it's a call for war, if you reason like the Fulanese who think that it's a call for war, then the sacrifice for that war is
Kelechi, I beg, if you would permit that person to come into this studio and tell us the solution to breaking away.
Yeah, you are welcome, Steve. Come in.
Let's just educate him, because he's just for that talk alone, you know, he doesn't know anything.
Take the link and come in.
I just want to give him a simple answer. Now, let me tell you, the call for war is, the call for breakup is not the call for war, but the way Fulani's reasoning it, the way you are also reasoning it, is call for war. So if you are going to look at it in the context of war, it is cheaper to fight a war trying to break away from Nigeria than to fight a war keeping Nigeria. That's the fact. It is cheaper to fight a war to break away from Nigeria than to fight a war to keep Nigeria, because you can count it. You can count how many of you have been killed. You can count how many of you have been killed. In fact, the truth about it, just like what Mazi Chuk's survivor talked about the Constitution. Do you know what it cost them to build that, to get to the point of that Constitution? It cost them the Abuja Declaration. Do you know how much they spent? In fact, IBB spent $21 billion, aside what they have spent, to create that concept of the Abuja Declaration, to the point where it came to produce that Constitution. So you think they'll give up that Constitution because of you? Because they want to give you resource control, they want to give you autonomy to secure a region? You are just wasting your time. So I just give you this little lecture so that you will understand that the cost of war to get your freedom is cheaper, far lesser, cheaper, 1% the cost to the cost of sustaining Nigeria. The war that is coming to you absolutely will cost you more. Mazi 247. I want to take it from here now, because they are always saying they saw Mazi Namdekano thinking that he was alone. Now they all say, from that video of those people in Finland, they thought that Mazi Simon Ekpa is alone. Now, what is the cost of fighting somebody you think is alone?
Like you know, is the answer is out there, only that we always cover our eyes to the truth. To tell you the truth, if Nigeria had known that kidnapping Mazena and the Kano would have brought them into the destruction they are into now, even if British had known that kidnapping Mazena and the Kano would have landed them to this point of destruction, therefore no triumph. Therefore no even triumph at all. They would rather beg Nnamdi Kanu to see if there will be anything like a resolution, like maybe agreement, accord, a political solution. They would have maintained talking with him to see if he would change his mind and accept any form of political solution. They would have preferred begging him than kidnapping him. They never knew. And why they did it was they kidnapped him simply because they believe, if we just kidnap him, everybody will go in house now, waiting. And they said it. I think, is it Lying Mohammed or Liar Mohammed, the so-called, the one that told you they using Tapo to get him. the Minister for Justice or Justice, whatever you call him, Malami, I don't know what they are called, sir. I'm not interested. So when they kidnapped him, they believe that if we kidnap him, it's all over. Just the same way they thought that when the same way they took what do you call him, Owazrike, they took Owazrike and believed that now we have taken Owazrike, let me see who we talk, and all of them went into hiding. Only few were left. Few like Mazana and Kalo, they left and they were fighting until Owazrike came back, and they began to see that Owazrike is no longer or was no longer the person they used to know. Wasn't the same Owazrike that went to jail. He came back a Nigerian Owazrike or Nigeria Owazrike. Then Nana and Kalo have to say, no, I know there for this one. Me, I need Biafra. I don't need Nigeria. So now, when they kidnapped Mazana and Kalu, they never knew that somebody like Okonkwo will spring up the way he is vibrating now. They never knew. As for myself, I don't even call myself because I was never I have never been talking about Biafra until Mazana and Kalu was kidnapped. And I believe so many people they have never discussed Biafra for one day on social media, even with or without their pictures, until Mazen Nandekalo was kidnapped. So I know the talk of Simon Ekpa. When Obasanjo told them that they made a mistake, Bob Marley said, I shot the sheriff, but I couldn't shoot his deputy. He go shoot the sheriff, leave in deputy. He forget say na in deputy na be the main target. Where you go bring down, you go the sheriff na nothing. So Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is a person that have a good mind. Believe me, if Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is out today and the pressure is coming, he see people dying, he see they are sabotaging him with killing people, he would have said, okay, for the sake of these people that are dying, I don't want them to die again. Let's have the election. But they kidnapping him is the stain that this is how Biafra will come. When Pharaoh was adamant that Israel no go anywhere, they killed this one, he said they no go. Kill this one, he said they no go. Kill until they tire. That is the same thing. Simon Ekpa, one of Obasanjo tell them say, Simon Ekpa is worst. Simon Ekpa told you, instead I will not get Biafra, I will turn to a beast. You listen, we need to understand what that statement mean. Instead, this 2023 Biafra will not come. Me, I go turn to beast. That is, anything can go down for Biafra to come. That's why when I see people making in that criminals in Finland saying drop Obi, drop Biafra for we to, if Obi don't win. I say, look I feel like he jumping into the TV, grabbing him, squeezing him. How dare you say they can mute? No, the statement is, Simon, I want to talk to you. Please, can you mute for Biafra? Can you mute this your Biafra agitation? Let Obi come. If Obi lose, then you continue. I said, what? And Simon said, you meet Obi. He said, so what he still went on and said, so what they are telling us is that you cannot meet. Hey, listen, some people are more than, I don't know, fools better. If you keep them, keep fools. I go collect fools, leave them all. And they tell you the truth. When they kidnapped Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that was, and when you hear someone said that the greatest mistake Britain and Nigeria made was the day they rounded up with a Ejiofor and DOS to kidnap Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And the worst mistake the DOS and the Ejiofor and all of them together, politicians and the traditional rulers, made as well, was accepting to deny Mazen Nnamdi Kalu's freedom, to keep him in that detention, because every second you keep him there, the costs now they are running. The traditional rulers are running. A time is coming when you will say you were governor of Enugu State. You will be only governing Enugu State from Abuja. You will govern Anambra, Imo, anywhere, Calabar, Rivers from Abuja. I'm telling you the truth. The days are here already because the people are now angry. In Imo State, in Olo, they were asking the Amifeke traditional ruler, since you said you are not aware, you are not in support of Ebubago, how dare you give them land in your community to build a settlement? Youth are beginning to, spring up like a spring, where if you press them, leave them, you go do boom. Everybody diverse. A time is coming. The same way some traditional rulers are running out of their throne now, and it's the same way you will see all these politicians, pot belly, slim belly, criminals, wicked, running out very soon. By the time now, like Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, I am going. If you want, join me. Others can join later. Now, few are running because few are gone to get Biafra. By the time you will see, some people are waiting to see that this thing is working. You will see they run. I showed a picture of one man that is hardcore in America. Hardcore in America. He's so hardcore that when you go to in America, the time Mazen Nnamdi Kanu went to US, he was the one that arranged his hotel, arranged his flight, arranged the town hall meetings, arranged the visitation. Anybody that want to visit or see Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, speak with him, he was the one that carries his bag until Mazen Nnamdi Kanu entered flight and go. Today, he is obedient. They are waiting to see. Let's see, Simon. Has Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's spirit is not Simon's spirit. You have used Mazen Nnamdi Kanu for years as a collateral to your political, greedy political positions and powers. And let me tell you, Simon cannot be your stepping stone, neither collateral to political appointment or to political corridors. It will not happen. Biafra have given it all. Biafra have sacrificed anything sacrificable. There is no amount of blood Biafra has not soaked. There is no quantity or quality of blood that Biafrans has not given for peace to reign as one Nigeria. It has not reigned. We have given Biafra we have shed our blood. Our blood has been shed for Nigeria to remain. It didn't work. Our blood has been shed for Biafra to come, and you are saying it will not come. Then you will be your own blood will be the reason why you will give in your own blood to tell us it will not come. Then you will see how your blood will be trampled upon to go and get Biafra. Anybody today that believe that he is greater than every Biafran that have died, we die. And the painful part of it is that when you die as a stumbling block, you will never be remembered as a Biafran. You'll be remembered as a fool, a coward, an ingrate of what our ancestors has done. An ingrate, a wicked ingrate that cannot see the value of 70 million Biafran bloods. Thank you, Mazi.
Instead of Biafra not to come, every living organism in Nigeria will die. I swear to God Almighty in heaven. Instead of Biafra not to come, every living organism in Nigeria will die. I swear to God Almighty in heaven, because we are not going back. It is a good thing today that some notable Nigerians are.
Yes, can you hear me, please?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, we can.
Okay, I don't know why the thing just froze.
Instead of Biafra not to come, every living organism in Nigeria will die. I swear to God Almighty.
I'm not now, please.
Because we are not going back. It is a good thing today that some notable Nigerians.
Am I coming out?
Yes, you are.
Oh, what's happening? Yeah, I can hear you now, but I don't know why it's frozen. I'm not even seeing it. Okay, let me see if I can refresh.
Biafra not to come. Every living organism in Nigeria will die. I swear to God Almighty in heaven, because we are not going back. It is a good thing today that some notable Nigerians are.
Let's everyone just hang on. Let me refresh. I don't know. It's hanging. I'm not seeing anything. So let me refresh to see if I can have network problem. What's going on? What's going on? My stuff is frozen. Okay, let me refresh, please.
All these streams are having problems now.
Mazo Gongo, please take the mic, please, while we wait for Kelechi to come back.
All right. I think Mazi Kelechi is refresher. Is this original Sonny or fake one? Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you, Mazi 247, Mazi Chuk Survivor, Mazi Gaddafi, Mazuga. I greet everybody. I will go straight to the point. No time to waste time. You know, I've been listening, and our hand points so much. We are pointing to expose more about those infiltrators in Finland, those Fulani blood Finland people who want to slow what we're doing by trying to, to make themselves relevant. And we will help them to make themselves relevant if it is what they wish. One thing they must understand in this our struggle is that Mazi Simon Ekpa is a gift given to us from God. Nobody can stop it. They have to put it in their mind. And it is not must that everybody should be a freedom fighter. But what we want you to do is to collaborate with those who want to save you. Since your hand is not taught to receive money from God, those who gives you the money where their hand they reach to God, respect them. I'm talking to those people in Finland. And if you check all their names, none of them are using telephone name, iPhone 2, iPhone 3, S4. Look at their names, sounding like the name of Chinese machine. So these kind of people are the people that are getting Biafra for us. I have said it. Whether they like it or not, it is even more going to be worse for them when they betray Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi say he's not going to kill anybody.
Instead of Biafra not to come, every living organism in Nigeria will die. I swear to God Almighty in heaven, because we are not going back. It is a good thing today that some notable Nigerians.
Okay. Should I continue? Oh, yeah.
Hello. Yes, I'm coming out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my, I don't know what is going on. The thing is just freezing from here. I don't know what kind of.
Mazi Kelechi, don't worry. Just stay like that. We will continue from here for you.
Okay.
So that you will not crash everything. Mazi Okunko was speaking before you came back, so let him continue.
Okay,
So
yeah, okay.
Okay. Thank you, Mazi Kelechi. So what we're doing is that we are trying to teach them what they don't know.
From the perspective of those guys in Finland, and in relation to what Mazi Namdekan have said, that we would get Biafra or we'll die, or everything in the zoo will go down. And yet we have these men who are in Finland asking us if we're the ones killing, when before now they have seen that when we raised the Biafra flag, they were killing us. They have been bombarding, and none of them saying anything. Now, what would be your definition of someone who is a Nigerian in relation to someone who is intellectual?
These are the same people we're talking about. I didn't hear Mazi Kelechi very well. Oh, wait.
Right on with your submission is in line because of his network. Just right on.
Yes, okay. I think I was saying the same thing already. Some of the things that he was asking. So what I'm saying here in the nutshell is, I've had two survivors spoke. I have every one of us here speak. We are pointing the rating, the character of some stupid people that are infiltrators in this Igbo, that they answered Igbo association, but these are Fulani bloods. I'm telling you, if you look at them, even their height, they be like all these Aboki that used to do Tinkapan, all those days where we are home. When you are telling them that Hausa Abagoka, one was asking those who are killing the people, and the answer Ndibo in Finland, they have never come out one day and make a press about the people that died in the Yamufu. And maybe some of them also you see they are from Enugu and all the whole places where these things are happening. They are persisting. So now, one of the strategy they were paid to do is they want to slow Mazi Simon down. They think that when they jump out, Mazi Simon will be shivering. Oh, Igbos in Finland, so that they will not reject me. They don't know that that time, say, well, Mazi Simon is like a rubber band. The more you draw him, the more money he tight. That's the problem. There are people that are called in this thing. All of you in Finland that are conspiring against this struggle, you should repent too. Because when Biafra come, I got born on Nampo. I born on Nampo. I coach you at you in Mempo Kuchea. That is your when it comes. We want you to support the Eastern Security Network. And if you don't know what to say, you want to key, not inside. Because the movement of Biafra is bigger than you. And none of them have been following Simon. They are asking questions. They don't follow Simon on Twitter. They don't follow Simon on YouTube. They don't even know the broker Simon is doing. But they are just there. That's why they could jump out like Wawa and begin to write nonsense. Now Vanguard help you to crucify you. Radio without battery, jam radio with battery. Then Rusia local news. Now, all of them, one of them say all of us are Biafra, all of us are this same Biafra. You know, we are that one name. Look at their faces, you see that these people, they are sold. They are sold. They are political minded people. And Simon knew who they are. And I also want to correct Mazi Simon for the other one, something Oji Ibis or something, the one that is big. Mazi Simon is saying, yeah, he's a good man. But although he's a political man, I want to tell my Simon that any politician is a politician. There is no small politician and big one. I said it on my broadcast before. If you listen to one of the clips, Sonny played it from Mas Moreau, the Mas Moreau from the pastor that died. He said that no politician is your friend. You must know that. Any politician is a politician. That's why you cannot combine politics with the things of God. It is a lie. Forget all these things they're quoting. And we, Biafra freedom fighter, we are not a political people. Any woman that is claimed to be political, remain who you are, but don't use your political stomach that is in the front and come and destroy what we're doing. It won't work. And don't you know about dragon? You cannot hit your hand and the tip away carry sasa. Your hand go break. So all your conspiracies is clear. And we are helping you to promote your conspiracy. So do not bother about that one. We will help you to publicize you. So may God bless you. But what I'm saying is, anybody who plant what you plant, in the due time, you're going to reap it. But we're in the Simon Osora in Finland. Like Mazi Kelesi said before, Simon is not alone. When you talk to Simon, you're talking to us. When you insult to Simon, you are also insulting us, because we are all getting Biafra and he's our spokesperson. When any one of you respond badly to Mazi Simon, the other one where they holler for that news, for that I could say broadcast they had or meeting that Simon took out. Look at them. He can't even bring a genuine argument. Was asking a question like people where they in the national. These are the people that we call Igbos. All of them are Fulani bloods. So they must repent and get out of the way. Thank you, Mazi.
Mazi Kelechi, are you back? Can you speak so we know if you're back and if you're okay with your sister? Okay. At this point, network is trying to mess us up. And we thank God that we have clocked 2 hours and 10 minutes on top of the hour. So, my message to Biafrans is that Biafrans should understand that anyone that stands against what we are doing was never talking about Biafra in the first place. Because when you listen to all those videos and audios from Finland, mind you, it is not only Finland that you are having these non-entities. The idiosyncrasy that you saw in the mindset and the body language of those people in Finland is not exceptional to the people in Finland. This is the same thing that happens in every other countries of residence. I can tell you where I am. I face all these morons in numbers, where you will be in a meeting and then they will be asking you that their hope is on Obi. But these are the same people that will still come back when their villages are burnt down by the terrorists. And they'll be saying, oh, terrorists are killing us. I ask one simple question. How is Obi going to stop Boko Haram for you? Nobody can answer. All you hear them say is that, let Obi enter first. After Obi enter first, you will now be able to control. I ask you, how can you be able to control something which you don't even have a clue of it? You don't have the structure of it. You're not part and parcel of the cabals, and you want to go and have control of it. Because when we tell people, they don't listen to us. Biafrans are being massacred and killed every day. From that video that we played, it was in the 60s. And here we are in 2022. And somebody have rightly opened his mouth, shamingly, to say, back down from Biafra and then let Obi go first. After we have finished being mesmerized by Fulani in 2023, in February, you will now come back to have a rethink of what your life will be like. I assure you that,
after Afghanistan template.
Yes, I assure you that before you come back from that election in February, your villages and communities would have all been desolated. Because if autopilot should back down from what they are doing today, you see what is happening in the north? All your communities will be burned down in one day. You are having your hopes on the Fulani stooges that you have as governors and senators and rulers. You have made the worst mistake of your lives. Ask yourself one question and then give us this answer. Where are these Igbo brothers and sisters, Igbo rulers and leaders, Igbo community rulers, Ohanezendi Igbos and governors and Yoshi? Where are they? For how long now that terrorists have been ravaging your country? Instead of them to set up a security that will fight the terrorists, they set up a security that fights you because you are fighting the terrorists. Soludo came into power, and since Soludo came into power, Soludo has never for once paraded a Fulani man that has been captured in Anambra. I have not also seen Dave Umahi present any Fulani man that has been captured by Ebubagu. I have not seen Iguain present any Fulani man, terrorist, that has been captured by Ebubagu. Hope Jesus Odinma has not given us any Fulani man that has been captured by Ebubagu or their joint task force or their volunteer or special force. Now, the pick in the Greek, Dokubo, has not as well shown us any Fulani man that came to kill our people that they captured with their special forces of terrorists that they have. This is for you to understand the reasons why ESN must continue to work strong. The reasons why autopilot must continue to work strong and do what they are doing, because if we stop what they are doing, they will kill us all. All these people that you see that were having this meeting with Mazi Simon, making noise on the media and assembling us from one place to another, asking us questions about obedience, reputation, and damages, and Tinubu, and all whatnot. If you ask any of them, do any of you that is even talking has PVC to vote for the OB that you are canvassing and supporting here? None of them has the PVC. None of them has the PVC to support OB. But they only come to the social media to make the noise, to gather the crowd, to confuse that we're supposed to have gone in line with the Biafran project, to make sure that we fire one Nigeria until they get it on their scrotum. These are all people that are so confused. Is it because one Nigeria has been designed in a way that you become confused, you remain vulnerable, you remain useless, and you become remotely channeled? You become a slave, you become a beggar, so that anytime that they come and tell you there is poo-poo in the mountain, you prefer to go and dig poo-poo instead of going to look for food to eat. Because you can't tell me that in your right senses, you have been massacred since 1960, and you have tried all your elders and leaders to be the leaders or rulers of one Nigeria. It never worked. Go back to Azikiwe. Go back to Ironsi. Go back to Evans Ewerem. Go back to Ayim Pius Ayim. Now go back to who again? Goodluck Jonathan. Who will, there are many, many numbers that I can't even mention all of them. But all their position in authority cannot safeguard your life and cannot change anything, because all of them continues to make the same mistake of relying on a structure and a contraption that they don't understand the secrecy of that contraption. The secrecy of the contraption of one Nigeria is about killing all of you to make sure the Islamization project stands. We are not backing down, and we have made our stand. 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28 has been a Biafran day of mandate, which you have to save and keep, because those are significant days that will play significant roles in what we are doing. I stop here for now. Mazi Chuk Survival, please, you have to say something and send a message to the people that are listening to these morons that call themselves a World Igbo Congress.
I'm sorry, Sonny. Before we move on, I want you to remember that it will be necessary for us to take calls.
I think
Gaddafi
is also here.
After we finish talking, calls will open, and the calls will not take long because we still have is it 40 minutes to go.
Master, if I don't forget, the banner of the fundraising after this week have to come out now.
Okay, we will look into that. Thank you for reminding me.
Okay.
Mazi Survivor, you may fire on while we wait for Mazi Kelechi, because he is the one to display the number on the screen for us. We can't even display the number from here. We don't have access to the studio. Unmute yourself. We can't hear you, please.
Thank you, my brother, and fellow Biafrans, and my fellow comrades here. I appreciate every one of you. On the issue at hand, and when we are talking about the people who claim to be Biafrans who are in Finland, who have come together to showcase to the world how they are and what they are made of. You see, sometimes it's very good for some of these videos to be played so that we will know the people we are dealing with. Because sometimes when we talk about the issue of the way people behave and the attitude of certain people towards this very struggle, sometimes you begin to limit it as you say that it's only people who are not educated or people who are in Nigeria who are not informed and all that. But I can tell you, all those guys you saw in that very video, all of them are living in Finland. They have access to all the informations. They have their network and they are seeing everything we are doing on media. They are seeing information. They are flying right, left, and center. But yet, they decide to shut their ears and eyes close to that, and they are focused on the personal evil agenda. When you see the way they were speaking, you'll be wondering. The only thing that will make them to speak in that manner is either out of their jealousy, out of their envy, out of their cowardice. I can't say it's out of ignorance, because ignorance is not an excuse. I don't think any one of them is ignorant among them there. They all know what they are doing. If somebody can come out boldly and tell you that I was supporting Biafra, I'm a part of Biafra, I support Biafra, including financially, but now I want to go for Peter Obi. And you ask him, why do you want to go for Peter Obi? What is your reason? What did you see? Is there any green light you saw in there? He has nothing to tell you. He will tell you, and let us just try. And then if we fail, we come and start again. So why don't he allow us to try the one that we are not, this very one that we have never been tried in a lifetime? Why don't he allow this very strategy that has never been tested at any point in time? The only thing that needs to be tried now is the strategy that we are following to stop the election by all means possible. That's the only thing that has not been tried. And this time it is going to be tried. And for those of them who are thinking that maybe just as they used to say before, they will call the election, it's not going to happen later, they will call it off. You are a dreamer. If you're one of those who is thinking that maybe somehow things are going to change, you are a dreamer. The autopiloted IPOB you are seeing today is that autopiloted IPOB that Mazen Nandekano spoke about. The Mazen Nandekano, the IPOB, he told you that they are consistency personified. That is the IPOB you are seeing today. What you see is what you get. When you hear no election, it is no election. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter the angle you are coming from. It doesn't matter your own strategy, whatever you plan. Go ahead with whatever you think is going to work for you. What you think is going to work for you, go ahead with it. Just like Master Samuel responded to them when they were telling him to lower the pressure, to come down. He told them, it is you that has to mute. Or why don't you focus on your OB? Just focus on your OB, whatever, and forget about us. Just pretend as if you're not seeing us. Why do they have to call you to send you to come and begin to distract people who are fighting for their freedom? Why do they have to send you? Why do they have to send you? Why don't you mute yourself? And you have the God to come and tell us to mute about speaking about our freedom. That thing that matters to every one of us.
Imagine.
The genuine means of freedom, the genuine one that is something that is guaranteed, that you will know that as soon as we're going, if everybody can come on board and we'll march and we'll do it the way it is going to work. You want us to mute. And you now that want to gamble as usual, the gambling you have been doing, right from independence, it has been all gambling. Right from independence of the Zulu Republic, it has always been gambling. It is going to be better. It's going to be, but I can tell you, trace from all the government you have seen in the Zulu Republic, every new government becomes worse than the past. You can never see any new government, they say, okay, this new government is better than the past. The new government, because even Abacha, Obasanjo that came before, after Abacha, the government of Abacha was better than that of Obasanjo. Go and check it. There has never been any new government that come, they will say, this one is better than the past. It will always be worse.
Worse.
And who told you that Peter Obi will be different? On which way, which angle? P2B that cannot even be bold enough to demand for the release of his own brother. It's not even a question of a brother now. It's not a question of a brother. To demand for the right of the citizen of that very country, whom court have pronounced and say, let him go. Fear could not let him to speak in the open and say, why are you still holding this man that they told you to let go? But a coward in the north, is boldly in the open, not in the hidden place, in the open, telling the whole world that their own people will not support any man that will come out to fight against the terrorists. That was the statement behind the whole world. You and I know that the bandits they gave them is a baptism. It is the terrorists. And this man came out and said that anybody that wants to come to the government to fight the terrorists will not be voted for in the north. He said it before everybody. The whole world had it.
He said that they are warriors.
That they are their warriors.
Against who?
And look at you there. Look at you there. Your own brother who is fighting for a legitimate cause, self-determination, which is the right of every human being, supported by international law, supported by African law, state law, supported by Nigerian law itself, self-determination. Your brother was granted freedom in their own court by their own lawyer, and they denied him that freedom. You can't even come out and make a case for him. You dare not mention his name while you are speaking. Look at the governors in the southeast. They are busy. They are busy turning Biafrans against themselves. That is what they're doing. Why in the northern part of Nigeria, which is the place we know that the whole terrorist group in the world have their groups there. All the terrorists in the world have their group in the north, and they have captured areas. In fact, a governor came out and confessed that the terrorists are administering some areas. Their intent was on local government. And yet, there is no uproar in the north. They have not invited the military to take over. They have not even recruited their hunters to fight against the terrorists. But look at you. Mazen Nandekano established the ESN. Yeah.
Do you remember one man that Simon did that did exposition based on the military academy that was attacked last time? Do you remember that? Is it Kunle something? A Yoruba man who was a major that retired. He did an exposition.
Yeah. I remember. That's right.
Remember, he mentioned that all these bandits and Boko Haram, some of the governors and some of the, I could say, the politicians and the House of Rep also, there are people he mentioned that knows about it. So,
of course, my sister, you see, that is the most. You see, sometimes when you see some of this is we are saying here, when we say it because we are saying it on social media, they will think maybe we're making it up. But everything you and I are saying here, somebody have said it in their own conventional media, an insider. This very man you call about this Kuleda spoke about the way he said that even in Asorok, that members of Boko Haram are in Asorok. Some of them are governors. Some of them are in the House of Assembly. He said it before the whole world in their own National Assembly. He said it in their conventional media. But when we come here to say it, some people think it's just we are making it up, or maybe it's a blackmail or a propaganda. But still, in that same north, you and I know, they are not going after them. But in our own side, where the only plan that we have with the ESN, which Mazen Nandekano made it, he explained it in his broadcast before ESN was launched. ESN was not launched to go and fight the police. It was not launched to go and fight the army. It was not launched to go and fight any innocent person anywhere. It was not launched to go and fight any other, even no matter your religion. It was not meant to fight for you. It was meant to fight against the terrorists in the bushes.
The bushmeat.
He stated this very clear. He said that ESN is not Biafran army. That when he's going to launch Biafran army, the whole world will know about that. It was a security outfit to secure our land against the terrorists. He spelled it out. Against the terrorists. And when this ESN was launched, every one of us saw the havoc. The number 4th most dangerous terrorist organization in the world was causing in the southeast. They saw it. And Mazen Nandekano did not just wake up to go and form it. He wrote to these governors. He wrote to them, secure your land. Form a security outfit to secure your land. They refused. They pretend as if they didn't hear him. Not until when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu went out of his way to form the Eastern Security Network. Then instead of them to back up the Eastern Security Network, what did they do? They went and formed an anti-one, a one that come and fight against the legitimate organization that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have formed. And since then, what have you seen? It has been trouble, havoc from east, west, north, and south. Okay, look at Amoteku. Have you ever had any protest against Amoteku? Have you ever had Amoteku kill an innocent person? At least we can see in video where Amoteku has a face-off with the Fulanis. We have seen them arrest cows. We have seen them have confrontation with the military while they were trying to protect their land. But the only thing you can record about Ebubago in the southeast is killing Biafran people, going after people, kidnapping. That is the only thing you record about them. And the most painful thing is that in this generation, you still see some people. I saw a video that came out where youths were going to recruit themselves in Ebubago. That same Ebubago that you protested the whole southeastern states. 5 eastern states protested and say, we do not want them. And you still see youths going out to declare themselves enemy to the people. And tomorrow when you die, you say you have been killed. This is how dangerous it has become. Just like you said, my brother, no politician is your friend. No politician, not even one, from your local government to the highest, none of them is your friend. Every one of them is an instrument in the hand of the caliphate, and they are all protecting that one Nigeria that makes their bank accounts to be fat. That is what they care about. They don't care about you, including this London boy that you see. He only wants to make a name for himself as the first Igbo man that was elected as the president in Nigeria. He is not going there to change your life. Neither is he going there to make a case for you. If he will make a case for you, he will start now that he has not sworn the oath. Do you think that after this idiot must have sworn the 1999 Constitution as an oath, that he will come and stand for you as a Biafran? You are a dreamer. The best thing for us to do now is to thank Chukwu Okike Abiyama for giving us somebody who can stand his ground, unchanging, unwavering, consistently moving forward on the countdown. And the best thing for you as a Biafran, pay attention. 23rd of February, 24th of February, 26th of February, 27th of February, 28th of February. Prepare yourself and wait for what is coming. We are not coming here to make you afraid or to make you happy or to give you the reality of things. Prepare yourself. Every information you need is available. But when you choose the other way around, to give out your life, to sacrifice yourself, you have yourself to be blamed and your blood will be on your head. Thank you, my brothers.
Thank you, Mazi. Since the network has not allowed our anchor to come up in time, please, if you have our numbers, our lines are open now. Because our anchor is having issues from its end, we cannot display the numbers on the screen. So please, you can call our numbers in now to make your contributions to the broadcast while we wait. Mazi 247, you may say something to keep the house on while our callers will be calling in.
Okay. My brother, if I tell you that there are still things left in this mouth to come out, I the lie.
Oh,
I
as
don't
you go, I beg no vex. Play us music from your end. Just play, make the sound they come in so that we cheer up the studio a bit.
All right.
On your speaker so that it go wom 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 wom.
Udo.
Okay.
Please, dear friends, we pasted some of our numbers on the comment section from where you're watching from. You can call us in from there.
It's young flight to the music.
people everywhere.
Increase the volume to more.
Bigger than you.
Increase the volume.
What you don't know is bigger than you. What you don't know.
Are you talking to me?
As I make you increase the volume of the music, or you bring it close to your microphone.
It depends me, oh, Dada. It's your G. It depends me, oh, Dada. The one thing you can do to a black man is to tell the black man the truth, yeah. The one thing you can do to a black man is to tell the black man the truth, yeah. Ah, it depends me, oh, Dada. Mama, it depends me, oh, Dada. If this country, it depends me, oh, Dada. Sabo to us, it depends me, oh, for you. Copy that, copy the fools everywhere. Copy that, copy the fools everywhere. Copy that, copy the fools everywhere. When we talk about our freedom, we're not going to fence. When we talk about our freedom, they're going to fence. When we talk about our freedom, they're going to fence. Yeah, it depends me, oh, Gaga. Mama, it depends me, oh, Gaga. In this country, it depends me, oh, Gaga. Sabo to us, it depends me, oh, Gaga. Me brother man, you know. Bad guy, you know. But the water master, love you. I can't see how I go on. I get young and well get me. All day, you release of your mad people everywhere. You are living in darkness, suffering and smiling. When we talk about a freedom, not good and you are living in darkness, suffering and smiling. When we talk about a freedom, we're not good and it depends me, oh, for you. It depends me, oh, Gaga. Africa, it depends me, oh, Gaga. Listen, it depends me, oh, Gaga. Ah, it depends me, oh, Gaga. It depends me, oh, Gaga. I don't know what's wrong with the reasoning ability of a blonde man. My God. So I'm gonna talk about respect. Yeah, it depends me, oh, for you. It depends me, oh, Gaga. Africa, it depends me, oh, Gaga. Listen, it depends me, oh, Gaga.
Okay, I think what we should do is to pin our number on each our Facebook or YouTube so that anybody can call. And I pin my number now for calls. You go see them. So in case you want to call into the program, call straight into the program.
Majugo, please check the comment section. From inside the studio, just check the comment section. Copy the number the way I pasted the three numbers. Copy it and pin in your side. Majugo, do some, Mazi, choose whatever you do some, please. Just copy the three of them as I put there in the comment section. So that when you pin like that, it will go through all the platforms.
So you see my name there. You can see my name I've changed to my number so anybody can call.
Okay. Maybe I'll do the same thing. Yeah, that's a good idea. That is a good idea. Let me just copy everything here and then edit my name and put it.
So the callers, you can call in now, call in and make your own contribution. Our time is ticking. Perhaps the dragon will be here. Mazi Gaddafi is at work, I think.
No, he had something to run up to. Okay. That's why he left. He had something to run up to. So, dear friends, you have the numbers displayed there on the screen. You just have to call any of the numbers and give your contributions and comments. Please, Majugo, please play the music again. We still have some time here before our time elapses.
632
As you go, give us music. Oh,
Yes, I come. Okay, I pinned the numbers now. It's like the one I pinned before wasn't correct. So now you get the right this thing. So Abeg, just call into the program. One time, one hand. We move people. Make I look for our music. No say we get our music. Ah, they don't they give me water for call for here. Okay, now Mazi go on.
Yeah, good evening.
There was sir.
247.
Yes, sir.
My good evening. How are they?
Good day, bam.
I assume I have good handwork for as soon as they do as soon as make me they happy they listen to every tune and they talk this evening. I really appreciate you guys hard job. You know, it's not that easy, but it will be easy. Every road that starts with a hard step will always come to an end with a good one.
Otua, you say.
And Mundishike, Otukonogo, Yotago.
There we go.
If things does not happen the way it is, I don't think any of us should be in this position we are today.
Exactly.
Personally myself, I know a lot of people were used to carry this Biafra things in their head, but some of my friends. Now, most of them are P2B, and some of them I don't talk to them because of this, because they're the one who make me, they're the one who was saying, Biafra. I used to talk down on them, saying, I won't be Biafra no general. But it seems like those ones who are in the front now are the ones now falling behind. And those of us who don't even believe in it, and I don't want to put this in my head.
As the first shall be the last, and the last shall be the first.
Yeah. It hurts me, honestly, when you see people that you think they are focused on what they are doing, and at the end of the day, you see like little thing will just get them off from the track of where they are going, you know. And my own personal opinion in the whole thing is just like this year is our year, and nothing will ever change it. And whoever thinks he knows how to kill, he has blood in his own vein, not water. You know.
Yeah.
And whoever thinks he know how to, you never think you know how to be evil person. Other people know how to be more evil than the person who thinks he's an evil person. Just because you have that godly conscience in your heart, you know how to consider other people before you do things. You know, I will keep on giving you guys 100% for what you guys are doing. And you guys have shown a lot of things that all these while, those ones who are clamoring of Biafra all these years, they're just there for their own selfish benefit.
Thank you.
It's like the comment of Oyendu's younger brother who said what Oyendu said to him. That's to tell you that this so-called man, if I he's just like kind of making things to calm people down because of he's working with the enemy. And definitely the ones who were just going the same direction and now saying exactly what Simon was saying, because Simon is just like a man who just came without nobody knows when he comes into that position to do what he's doing today, because that's the spirit that lead him to be where he is today. And to be honest with you, the first shall be the last, and the last shall be the first.
Thank you, Maz.
Thank you,
my brother. Open a carry go.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate my greetings to everybody in that platform, and you guys are doing a great job.
Thank you.
May God continue to bless every one of you, and I give you guys your own desire. Every of you your holy desire, and every one of us we shall see the Biafra flag flying in our own country called Biafra.
Thank you, Mazi. Well done.
All hail Biafra.
Biafra.
All hail Biafra. caller
Thank
from
you,
here.
Mazi.
A caller
Wonderful.
from here, please. May I go on?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mazi on the phone. You may go on, please. Your friends are listening. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, good evening to you people there, my brothers.
There we
Yeah, they wanna. I can morning in there, I greet you all, sir. You are all great men, and we are happy to have you people in this our generation time. So I appreciate you all. Thank you very much for the work you people are doing, because it's not easy. From out of you have work, you mapping out your time for educating us all in this journey that we are embarked on. So I thank you. So regarding the people in Finland,
Mazi, please.
everybody's.
Mazi, please.
We also
Send your message not only to the people in Finland, because we have many of those sects in every other country. So let them know that it is not only in Finland, that they are shattered everywhere.
Exactly. What you say is absolutely right. Even in Germany, even where I am also calling you from, in Istanbul, Turkey. So it's everywhere. So, but all we can say, all I want to contribute here is that we should channel our energy, or even we also have right to ask that Obi of a man, why can't him use his ability and say, okay, you people should release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu so that this Biafra will stop? As Gumi is advocating for his own people, warriors. All these people that are calling Simon or calling for a meeting or telling to Melo or not to Melo, why can't them tell who sent them that they should call for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to be released if they want things to calm down? Because this is only the time that we have. What Simon is doing is best for everybody, for all of us interest. For 60 years or 50 years, we have been on the same story. Let us make another experiment. Let us try this time. If we fail, there is no harm in trial. This opportunity, let us make this mistake, because B2B has been a governor now. He has been in the same system, and he will not going to change anything for us. So they should allow us to make this mistake if they say we are going to make a mistake. So for me, this is where I stand, and in one Biafra I stand.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you, Mazi.
We are all going to come to the same country when it's achieved.
Thank
we
you,
are
Mazi.
all Biafrans. So thank you, comrades. I appreciate you all.
Thank you, Mazi. God bless you. Thank you. We have callers there. Two 247, you have callers from your end?
No caller from my end.
When they say IPOB, Biafra people, autopilot, that we are causing wahala. There is one question that they have not tend to ask. The massacre that is ongoing in southern Kaduna, is it IPOB that is causing it?
That's the question.
So when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, we are not fighting for Biafra to lord it on anybody, and we are not just fighting for Biafra, for the Biafrans, we are fighting for every oppressed in one Nigerian contraption. Some people don't even reason to understand that the freedom of the Biafran people will free every other person in southern Kaduna that has been maimed, raped, cut to pieces, desolated of their communities. Imagine that you say there is a sitting president, but you have IDP camps in a community where people were living before. Now, how do we shut down this studio? Because our anchor is not here. And Mazi Simon has just come live now, or maybe is playing a video of what's the title? The leaked audio of the secret closed door meeting on the 18th of December 2022. We needed to have round up because we are waiting for calls, and our anchor is not yet back to the studio. I hope he can remotely shut down the studio when it is time. The question that is dangling on the neck of people is the people that are being butchered and killed and massacred and moved from their communities to IDP camps in southern Kaduna. Is it IPOB that is causing them? Or is it the autopilot? Is it the Biafran people that are causing the death of the southern Kaduna people? Or the people in Borno? Or the people in Sokoto? Or even those in Abuja? Or those in Benue? What necessitated Governor Autumn of Benue State to set up security outfit? Was it IPOB? Was it Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Or was it the Biafran people? Or was it Eastern Security Network? IDP camps don't scatter full one Nigeria. And nobody can just look into the faces of the terrorists in government and tell them what they need to know and understand. Who will bail the cat? The emergence and the freedom of the Biafran people will be the beginning of freedom to every other countries, especially the people of Southern Kaduna. We come here all the time to create the awareness and to keep our people abreast so that they will not fall victim of what is to come. Do you know
the reason why I said you should call on WhatsApp is?
Do you know the amount of people that are being massacred in Southern Kaduna each and every day? Nigerian government are not giving you the report. Now, why it is very, very alarming that they are talking about IPOB and the Biafran people is because we have refused to allow this massacre to penetrate into the interior part of our land. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not set up ESN, you will not even have somewhere to talk now. Now every day you go to park dead bodies go bury. If you say that you have rulers and leaders and they are alive and they are still ruling you now, then none of them can speak up to the power that faces us. How about if there was no ESN? The people of Southern Kaduna that are being massacred every day and they are chopped into pieces. Is it IPOB? Is it autopilot? Is it the Biafran agitators that are causing the death in that side? When Gumi said, do not vote anybody that will make sure that the Fulani Caliphate and their soldiers are destroyed against their Fulanization agenda. All of you were clapping now. All the Igbo elite, they were clapping. Can they challenge Gumi? No. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu only said, it is either Biafra or nothing more. We are talking about freedom. And they say they must kill him.
Abarawa, please let the people know that we only receive WhatsApp calls. They are calling me on the SIM card of Nokia 310, so I can't pick it.
Please call us on WhatsApp so that when we put it on loudspeaker, people can hear you. The Nokia 310 cannot increase the volume of the voice to come out. Call us on WhatsApp, please. That Nokia 310, now work, now for work, now we use them for. Call us with the internet phone, please. Now, people that are shouting that our strategies are not good. ask them, say, what are the strategies?
Sonny, please.
Yes, sir.
You paste my number there, and that is not the number I use for people are calling me there. I don't like it, please. And they are calling me
Okay.
privately also. I don't know. I don't know why people should choose to call privately. That's not my number because I'm not picking it. I don't know why all the number they see there is only this one.
The same person I've been calling privately and I directed him. So what did they want? It's WhatsApp or you call Telegram or you can even call what is it called Signal. We can pick it up, no problem. All the numbers you see here, we'll have
I
it in
know
all.
the pick private number with my phone.
Okay, I think I have a good person now calling on there. Hello, Maz. Good evening. Are you calling for the program, sir?
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Can you go on, sir? Good evening.
Yeah, I'm calling from Yuzu.
Okay, then more kingdom. Go on.
Yeah. I'm calling to appreciate you guys for the good work people are doing for us. Because they thought they have kidnapped me and the Kano Biafra will come to an end. They don't know that another radical person will come out. Well, thank you guys. We are behind you guys. We can't wait for Biafra to come.
Biafra is here already.
Thank you guys for the work. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, good work. Good night.
Thank you. God bless you. That is very short and simple. Wonderful. God bless you, my brother.
Okay. I changed that one.
Where those people where they call for Nokia 310? When I call for WhatsApp, Telegram, anyone, if you like to answer. When I know the one they call Ovu, they also get them an app call. Very soon now, me or Kongo, I will create my own app for calling. Yeah, for calling. What a chance, why not? Even indeed do much on the radio, why not? Radio JFRC. Chideke. Nanda, you go talk by now. Just like that. You get one mugu where they assist where they call advance somebody, they make noise. And I want to comment all our people on the comment section. Then they hit bad people. Not you see, you see some of our comrades on the comment section, and they see the battle. People like bless you know them. Then they hear. If you mess up, they will hammer you. And you need to change them plenty here now. You know. They're fighting for us.
The warriors, they here, and I think we are rounding up, or we should be closing because Kelechi. I don't know why Kelechi cannot come back at all. At all. How do we end the program? I think everybody should end. We should close the program officially. Then we end by removing our channels, unpairing our channels. Because Simon is live, so I think we should be rounding up. We should round up. No, we should be rounding